Alright, so let's start with the first question, where we talk about a fruit seller has a total of 187 fruits consisting of apples, mangoes, and oranges. The number of apples, mangoes, and mangoes are in the ratio 5:2. So I could say that we have total, let's say we have total, so we have total 187 fruits, out of which what has been given to us is that it consists of apples. So it consists of apples, mangoes, and oranges. So these are what this 187 fruits are consist of. Now if I say that take the ratio of apple and mango, that ratio is given to us as 5:2. So there is a ratio of 5:2 when it comes to apples and mangoes. Now what he says is, and there are some oranges. Now I'm not aware of the oranges, but what he says, apple and mangoes are in the ratio 5:2. After she sells, now she sells how many? She sells 75 apples. Then we have 26 mangoes which are sold, and we have half of the oranges. So let's assume oranges was, let's say we could say 2y, we could say 5x were apples and 2x were mangoes. So out of this, how many oranges would be sold? Let's say y oranges were sold. Now we are saying 26 mangoes and 75 apples, 26 mangoes and half of the oranges. The ratio of the number of unsold apples to the number of unsold oranges becomes 3:2. Now if I have to write the number of unsold apples to oranges, apples to unsold oranges. So unsold apples कितने होंगे हमारे पास? If we check there, so we'll say 5x was the total number of apples, out of which 75 has gone, divided by, you talk about oranges and you're saying the oranges y we have sold. So out of 2y minus y, gonna give me a y itself. That ratio is 3/2 given to us. If you solve this further, you will end up getting 5x. If we multiply them, so we will get 10x minus 150 is equal to 3y. That's the first equation which we have got till now. The total number of unsold fruit is what we have to find out, but we can also say that these three in fact, will actually give me the another equation. What is that equation? 5x plus 2x will give me 7x. So let's directly use 7 here instead of taking 5x plus and so on. So we can simply say, let's talk about 7x itself. So if you look at 7x itself, what do you get? Just give me a second. Let me just choose a pen here. So we get 7x and we have plus 2y is also given to us as 187. So we got two equations. So we got 10x minus 3y is equal to 150, and we got 7x plus 2y is equal to 187. Then we simply multiply the first equation with 2 and the second equation with 3. So what do we get? If we calculate these, we end up getting, if we write it here, so we'll get 20x minus 6y is equal to 300, and we have 21x minus 6y, plus 6y is equal to 180. So we'll multiply 3 times of this. So this will fetch me not 187, but this will fetch me 3 times of 187. So 3 times of 187 would be 3, 7, 21, 3, 8, 24, 6, 3, 1, 3, 561. And then you solve these two equations. You cancel this one directly. You end up getting 41x from here. And this gives you 561 plus 300, which is 861. And from here, you get the value of x is equal to 861 by 41. While substituting this value, you're gonna get a value of y, which when you substitute x is equal to 861 by 41 in any of these equations, either you can substitute here or here, you will end up with the value of y. So what did they ask you? The total number of unsold fruits. So once you get a x and y, you will end up getting the value of apple, mangoes, and oranges. And that gives me the total number of unsold fruits. So if you ask me what was this question, kitna tough question tha, I would say this would be a moderate question which appeared last year. Let's keep moving. Let's move to the next question. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन क्या कह रहा है? वो कह रहा है कि a plus b root n is a positive square root of what? 29 minus 12 root 5. Now a plus b root n is a positive square root. अगर ये उसका square root है तो I could say that a square of this number would actually be equal to 29 minus 12 root 5. Now he says where a and b are integers, n is a natural number, then the maximum possible value of a plus b plus n. हमें निकालना है किसका वैल्यू? We have to find out a value for a plus b plus n का वैल्यू हमें कैलकुलेट करना है. Now if you calculate this, you will get a square plus b square n plus 2ab root n is equal to 29 minus 12 root 5. अगर हम इसको कैलकुलेट करने की कोशिश करें तो a प्लस बी रूट एन का होल स्क्वायर हम ओपन करेंगे प्लस 2ab root n is equal to 29 minus 12 root 5. Now when you solve this, what do you get? Now I could simply say that this part a square plus b square n and you have a 2ab root n and this is given equal to 29 minus 12 root 5. अब इसके दो कंपोनेंट्स हैं. अगर ध्यान से देखोगे तो एक 29 वाला कंपोनेंट है और एक रूट वाला नंबर है which is again another component with us. So can I say that a 29 you must be getting with the a square plus b square into n and this component 2ab is actually equal. So we could directly say from here अगर हम दोनों equations को compare करेंगे तो I could, let me use this side of the screen. So I could simply say कि n जो है directly 5 आ जाएगा if I compare both the equations. A is, if you see from 2ab is equal to 12 को ध्यान से देखोगे तो a into b का जो वैल्यू है, a और b का जो प्रोडक्ट होगा, that product comes out to be somewhere around a into b comes out to be 2 से डिवाइड कर दोगे 12 को, so 6. अब मेरे पास मल्टीपल पॉसिबिलिटीज हैं फॉर a एंड b नाउ. बट एक चीज समझ आ रहा है एंड वी हैव टू फाइंड आउट द वैल्यू ऑफ a प्लस b प्लस n. हमें निकालना है a प्लस b प्लस n का वैल्यू. बट एक चीज मुझे दिख रहा है कि a स्क्वायर प्लस b स्क्वायर n शुड एक्चुअली गिव मी 29. a स्क्वायर प्लस b स्क्वायर n शुड एक्चुअली गिव मी 29. सो आई कुड से कि अब मेरे पास वैल्यूज हो सकती हैं 1 5 हो सकता है, you could have 1 5, you could have 2 4, you could have 3 3. ये कुछ वैल्यूज हमारे पास a और b की आ सकती हैं. n का वैल्यू मुझे पता है यहाँ 5 आ गया तो मेरे पास a स्क्वायर प्लस b स्क्वायर इंटू 5 है which is equal to 29. Now if I put these values, if I take a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 5, I will get 1 from here, 25 from here into 5. वो तो easily 29 के equal नहीं होगा. So that means that's not a possibility. I can't take 1 and 5 as the two values here. So what we do? Let's go on and check for the other way round. हो सकता है दूसरा वे राउंड सही हो कि 5 अगर हम a को मान ले और b को 1 ले लें. अगर 5 a को मानोगे तो दैट विल गिव यू 25 प्लस 1 अगर b को लोगे तो दैट विल गिव यू अनदर 5 व्हिच विल अगेन नॉट बी इक्वल टू 30. देन यू टेक a स्क्वायर लोगे तो 2 अगर वैल्यू लेते हो 2 to 4 and this will give me on this side you will have 4 4 16 into 5 which will again not give me 29 here. I have to find out a value जहां पे हमें 29 as a product मिल पाए दोनों का. Now what we do then in that case, let's try the other way around. If I take this as 16, wait, what has happened here? So I need a square plus b square n is equal to, we have to get the value where we can end up with the value of 29. तो अगर मैं a और b को अब मैं 6 मान रहा हूं तो that will give me another value 2 4. हम 4 2 ट्राई करते हैं. 4 2 ट्राई करोगे तो 16 हो जाएगा. यहाँ पे 4 5 20 हो जाएगा which will again give me 30. So again 30 is not a possibility. Again let me just clear it off so that we can find out easier. We can write some values here. Give me a second. तो हमने क्या किया? a स्क्वायर प्लस b स्क्वायर, हमने a प्लस b रूट n को होल स्क्वायर किया. वी गॉट a स्क्वायर प्लस b स्क्वायर n plus 2ab root n, and I could see some people writing in the chat window to explain again. So let me quickly walk you through. So we got a square, we got a b square n, and we got 2ab root n. ये पॉजिटिव स्क्वायर रूट था 29 माइनस 12 रूट 5 का, तो हमने कहा कि इनका जो स्क्वायर होगा दैट वुड बी इक्वल टू 29 माइनस 12 रूट 5. What we did later was we have taken a square plus b square n plus 2ab root n is equal to 29 minus 12 root 5. Now when you do that, we have given a comparables. So we have said on one side you have 12 root 5, that means n का value could be 5 directly, because अगर इस equation को map करोगे तो a square plus b square n should be 29 and 12 root 5 is on the other side. So you could say 2ab root n is equal to 12 root 5. Now if you do that, n का value directly from here, so what we are comparing is we are comparing 2ab root n here. So n का value directly will come out to be 5. 2ab will come out to be 12 and that's what has helped us in finding out कि a into b का value 6 आ रहा है. अब मैं अगर a और b की value 6 लूंगा तो मुझे ये फाइंड करना है कि 29 कब आएगा, जब हम a square plus 5b square करें. तो a square plus 5b square अगर हम value रखते हैं, let's write it here. So if I write a square plus 5b square, what do we get if I put a square plus 5b square? So we got a square plus 5b square is equal to 29. We end up getting, now these are the various possibilities which we have for a and b. And a and b are integers. Please ध्यान रखना, we don't have, there is a possibility they can even have a negative values. You might also end up getting a, so 1 into, sorry, this has to be 6. So wait, 1 into 6 is 6. You are, oh wait, why we have taken a product? We should have taken a product here. So let me rewrite these values. So the values here would be 1 into 6 gonna give me 6, 2 into 3 will give me 6. And another possibilities which you have for 6 gonna be either you have minus 2 minus 3 or you have minus 1 minus 6. ये हमारी सारी possibilities हो जाएंगी. N is a natural number, A and B are integers. A and B integers हो सकते हैं. Now if I take the values, तो a square की value मेरे पास अगर 1 और 6 36 अगर मैं b को लूंगा तो वो तो कभी भी 29 के इक्वल नहीं आएगा उनका सम. So what I assume, मैं उल्टा लेके देख लेता हूं कि एक बार we will consider a as 6, that also goes to 36. So not possible. Let's take 2 and 3. If I take 2 and 3 as the values, you will have a, the moment you put b square is b is equal to 3, you will get a 9 into 5 45 and you will have a 4 here, which will again not fetch me 29. लेकिन अगर मैं 3 इधर लेता हूं तो दैट वुड गिव मी 9 here plus 5 into 4 here, which will be actually 29. तो हमारे पास दो पॉसिबिलिटीज आ गई. पहला पॉसिबिलिटी क्या है कि a का वैल्यू माइनस प्लस का 2 प्लस का 3, सो a कुड बी प्लस 3 एंड b कुड बी प्लस 2. दैट्स वन पॉसिबिलिटी. बट इज इट ऑल्सो पॉसिबल टू टेक a इज इक्वल टू माइनस 3 एंड b इज इक्वल टू माइनस 2? अगर मैं a को माइनस 3 ले लूं और b को माइनस 2 ले लूं तो मेरे पास क्या पॉसिबल वैल्यूज आएंगी? इफ आई टेक दैट, मुझे समझ आ रहा है कि अगर मैं a को और b को माइनस 2 और माइनस 3 लेता हूं तो वो रूट वाली वैल्यूज में एग्जिस्ट नहीं करेगा. दैट्स व्हाई वी से 3 और 2 अगर हम वैल्यूज लेते हैं तो हमारे पास वैल्यू कितनी आती है ओवरऑल? सो यू विल हैव 3 वैल्यूज a एंड b का वैल्यू आता है प्लस 2, बिकॉज 2 का b का वैल्यू 2 हो गया. एंड व्हाट वी हैव, सो देन द मैक्सिमम पॉसिबल, हमें मैक्सिमम पॉसिबिलिटी निकालनी है. सो वी गॉट 3 2 एक वैल्यू, एक हमारे में माइनस 3 माइनस 2 आ सकती है और हमें मैक्सिमम पॉसिबिलिटी अगर चेक करनी है कि n की वैल्यू मैक्सिमाइज हो सके. सो यू विल पुट n का वैल्यू 5 हियर व्हिच वी हैव ऑलरेडी गॉट. सो वन ऑफ द केसेस दैट यू विल एंड अप विद द वैल्यू ऑफ 3 to 5 plus 5 10. The other case could be कि माइनस 3 माइनस 2 वैल्यू हो जाए और प्लस 5 हो जाए. दैट विल गिव मी अ फेच मी अ वैल्यू ऑफ 0. क्या हमारे पास कोई और पॉसिबिलिटी है थ्रू विच वी कैन गेट अ प्रोडक्ट a और b का प्रोडक्ट एज 6? सो 1 into 6 could be 6, 2 into 3 could be 6. Any other possibility which can fetch me a into b as 6 is we can take minus 2 minus 3, we can take minus 1 minus 6. So the possible solutions which we have is minus 3 minus 2 plus 5 or 3 plus 2 plus 5. Out of these we'll find out the highest value and that would be our answer for this question. इसके बाद, why this has got stuck. Let's move to this one. What does this one says? This says 1 by 8 का power k, 1 by 32768 to the power 1 by 3, 1 by 8, and you have 1 by 32768 to the power 1 by k. Now what is given over here is अगर मैं लिखना चाहूं फर्स्ट वाले पार्ट को तो वो हो जाएगा 2 to the power -3 का पावर k. देन यू हैव मल्टीप्लीकेशन विद 1 अपॉन, अगर 32768 को कैलकुलेट करोगे दैट वुड बी एक्चुअली 2 to the power 15. तो ये वैल्यू है 2 to the power 15. तो यू विल से you have here 2 to the power -15 and you have 1/3 over there. Then you have is equal to again a 2 to the power -3 and you have multiplied with 2 to the power -15 by k. Now if you calculate these, this will give you 2 to the power -3k multiplied with 2 to the power -15 by 3, and this would be 2 to the power -3 into 2 to the power -15 by k. Now if you calculate this, this will give you 2 to the power, because ये दोनों 2 की पावर्स हैं, we can add both the powers. दोनों को ऐड करोगे तो क्या आएगा, -3k आ जाएगा और -15 by 3 आ जाएगा. इधर अगर कैलकुलेट करोगे दिस विल गिव यू 2 to the power -3 -15 by k. Now if you solve this, what this will lead to? This will lead to, क्योंकि दोनों का बेस 2 है तो हम सीधे पावर्स को इक्वेट कर सकते हैं. So we can have -3k -5 is equal to, and you will have -3 -15 by k. इसको फर्दर सॉल्व करेंगे तो दिस विल गिव मी, यहां से वैल्यूज आएंगी, k की वैल्यू निकालनी है, तो -3k -5 -3k -15 अपॉन k. नाउ इफ यू कैलकुलेट दिस, k इधर आके मल्टीप्लाई हो जाएगा. तो k अगर मल्टीप्लाई करोगे तो कितना आएगा, -3k स्क्वायर -5k is equal to -3k -15. Now when you calculate this, what you end up with, -3k square इधर ही रखते हैं, then you got this one this side, तो +8k हो जाएगा and +15 is equal to 0. Now we got k का वैल्यूज हम इन ऑप्शंस में से उठा के, दो तरीके हैं, या तो इसको फर्दर सॉल्व कर लो, क्वाड्रेटिक सॉल्व हो जाएगी विद योर फॉर्मूला ऑफ -b + -√t/2a, या तो हम उससे सॉल्व कर ले, या फिर हम डायरेक्टली k की वैल्यूज यहां से उठा के पुट करना शुरू कर दें. When you will put these value, you will find out the moment you put -2/3, that gives you equal to 0. So that's your third question. Let's keep moving. Let's go to Renu would take 15 days working 4 hours a day to complete a certain task. तो रेनू को कितना टाइम लगता है? रेनू would take 15 days working 4. So let's talk about Renu. So Renu takes 15 days working 4 hours per day to complete a certain task, whereas Seema would take 8 days 5. तो हम कह सकते हैं कि रेनू को एक्चुअली अगर 15 डेज ऑफ वर्किंग 4 आवर्स पर डे कर रही है तो 60 आवर्स लग रहे हैं टू कंप्लीट अ टास्क. वहीं पे अगर सीमा की बात करें, अच्छा मैं एक चीज और बताता हूं. सो इफ वी टॉक अबाउट दिस क्वेश्चन, द फर्स्ट वन वाज मॉडरेट. दिस क्वेश्चन आई वुड से दिस वाज लीडिंग टू अ डिफिकल्ट साइड. देन इफ आई हैव टू गिव यू माय verdict on this one, this was an easy question. And then we are moving to the fourth one. Let's talk about this. तो रेनू को 15 days 4 hours लगते हैं, that means 60 hours. अगर मैं बात करता हूं सीमा की, तो सीमा would take 8 days working 5 hours a day. So that says सीमा को 40 hours लगते हैं to complete the some task. They decide to work together to complete the task. What did they do? They decide to work together. So they planned that we will work together and complete this task. Seema agrees to work for double the number of hours per day as Renu. So Seema के जो number of hours होंगे, that would be double the Renu के number of hours. This is what has been decided. While Renu agrees to work for double the number of days as compared to Seema. So Seema के जो number of days होंगे, so double of रेनू है, सीमा के नंबर ऑफ डेज हैं उनका डबल इज रेनू के नंबर ऑफ डेज. दिस इज व्हाट हैज बीन गिवन टू अस. नंबर ऑफ डेज एज सीमा. इफ रेनू वर्क्स 2 hours पर डे, देन द नंबर ऑफ डेज सीमा विल वर्क इज. लेट्स ट्राई टू फाइंड आउट. पहली चीज वो कह रहा है सीमा एंड रेनू एग्रीड टू वर्क टुगेदर. पहले तो हम एक काम करते हैं, कोई ऐसा नंबर, whenever you get a time and work का such question and you have रेनू 60 hours, सीमा 40 hours, always try to find out, take the total work as a multiple of these two, 40 and 60. अगर 40 and 60 का मल्टीपल लोगे टोटल वर्क को, तो what can that be? 40 and 60 इनका एलसीएम ले लो. and if you calculate the LCM of the two, we will get 120 units. तो हमें ओवरऑल लेट्स से 120 यूनिट्स वर्क कंप्लीट करना है. अब हो क्या रहा है, सीमा नंबर ऑफ आवर्स ट्वाइस कर रही है नंबर ऑफ आवर्स ऑफ रेनू से, एंड रेनू के जो डेज हैं दैट इज डबल द नंबर ऑफ डेज ऑफ सीमा. Now what is happening is if Renu works 2 hours per day, then the number of days Seema will work. Renu works 2 hours per day. अब Renu कितने hours work कर रही है? 2 hours work कर रही है. So if Renu के number of days is 2, hours is 2, Seema के number of hours are 4. एक चीज मैं चाह रहा हूं कि तुम ध्यान से देख लो. Renu would take 15 days working 4 hours and Seema take 8 days and 5 hours. Per day complete the same task. They decide to work together to complete this task. Seema agrees to work for double the number of hours per day. Double the number of hours per day as compared to Renu. तो Renu अगर 2 hours work कर रही है तो Seema 4 hours work करेगी every day. While Renu agrees to work for double the number of days as Seema. So Renu जो है, जो Renu है वो double number of days करेगी Seema के. अब मैं ये कह सकता हूं कि मुझे 120 यूनिट्स खत्म करना था. अब Renu 60 आवर्स में 120 यूनिट्स करती है. तो कैन आई से, अगर मैं रेनू और सीमा को यहां लिखूं, तो रेनू का 1 आवर वर्क जो है वो 120/60 मतलब 2 यूनिट्स है, वाइल सीमा का जो 1 आवर वर्क है दैट इज 3 यूनिट्स. अब हो क्या रहा है, रेनू काम कर रही है फॉर, इफ यू टॉक अबाउट रेनू वर्क्स फॉर लेट्स से 2 आवर्स एंड लेट्स से हाउ मेनी डेज, x डेज या 2x डेज दे लो. Seema works for 4 hours but x days. So I could say कि अगर हम देखेंगे कि रोज वो कितना काम कर रहे हैं, so you will get कितने hours work हो रहा है. So रेनू 2x days work करती है for 2 hours. So how much work would be completed by Renu? It would be 4x. सीमा कितना कंप्लीट करेगी? सीमा ऑल्सो कंप्लीट द 4x वर्क. तो रेनू ने 4x वर्क किया, सीमा ने 4x वर्क किया, एंड दोनों का जो वर्क है, बिकॉज दीज मेनी आवर्स इन लोगों ने काम किया है, और दोनों क्या करते हैं, रेनू पर आवर 2 यूनिट्स करती है. सो दीज मेनी आवर्स हुआ तो उसके 8 यूनिट्स वर्क, 8x यूनिट्स वर्क वो कंप्लीट कर ली, क्योंकि दीज वर नंबर ऑफ आवर्स और 2 यूनिट्स पर आवर कर रही है तो 8x यूनिट्स. 4x इज अ नंबर ऑफ आवर्स एंड 3 यूनिट्स पर आर कर रही है तो 12x यूनिट्स वर्क कंप्लीट होगा बाय सीमा. अब अगर मैं रेनू और सीमा का टोटल वर्क देखूं वो उन्हें करना कितना है, तो 8x plus 12x gives me total work as 120 units which they will complete. So you could say 20x is equal to 120. So x comes out to be 6. अब इस 6 के अकॉर्डिंग, x की वैल्यू के अकॉर्डिंग वी कैन फाइंड आउट एनीथिंग. व्हाट आर दे आस्किंग? They decide to work together. Seema agrees to work for so and so. Then the number of days Seema will work is. Seema कितने दिन वर्क करेगी? That would be your answer, which is 6 days वर्क करेगी. Because X हमने माना था Seema का total number of days where Seema works. So that's why this comes out to be 6 in this case. Let's keep moving. Let's go to in September. The incomes of Kamal, Amal and Vimal are in the ratio 865. So let's say Kamal, Amal and Vimal. इनके इनकम्स का रेशियो 8x, 6x और 5x हम assume कर सकते हैं. They rent a house together. Kamal pays 15%, Amal pays 12% and Vimal pays 18%. अगर मैं रेंट की बात करूं, this is a rent. रेंट में क्या हो रहा है? Kamal pays 15% as rent, 15% of the income. 15% of 8x would be 0.15 into 8x. This is what Kamal pays. Amal pays 12, which is 0.12 into not 8x but 6x in this case. So you will get a 6x here. And you have Vimal. Vimal pays 18%, which is 0.18 times of 5x. This is what they pay as rent. Now if I calculate overall, this comes out to be 8, 6, 14, 15, 19x is the total income. This comes out to be 15, 8, 120, which would be 1.2. So let me write with a different ink. We could say 1.2x ये आएगा. 12, 6, 72 gives me 0.72x ये आएगा. 8, 5, 90, 0.9x ये आएगा. तो अगर हम सबको ऐड करेंगे तो that will give me 4 and you will get 9, 7, 6. So not even 4. You will get 2 in fact. यहाँ से हम अगर इसको कैलकुलेट करेंगे तो दिस विल फेच मी x and we add all of this will give me 2 and then 9 7 16 18 8 2.82x कुछ इनका रेंट आ रहा है. Now what happens is इसके बाद वो कह रहा है cover total house rent in the month. In October the house rent remains unchanged while their incomes increases by 10%. 10% कमल की इनकम इंक्रीज हुई है तो वो 8.8x हो जाएगी. Amal ki income will increase by 12%. So 12% of 6, which is 0.72, so 6.72x. And then finally, you have Vimal ka income, which is increasing by 15%, which will become 5.75x. ये इनकी total incomes हो गई. If you calculate the summation, 5 to 7, 7 7 14, 14 7 21, 22, 2 10 16 21. So this will fetch me to 1 point x equal to 19, yeah, x. This is their income. Now he says in October the percentage of their total income that will be paid as house rent is nearest to. So we are saying 2.82 divided by 21.27, and this is also x, this is also x, multiply with 100. This would fetch me the overall percentage of rent which they will be spending. And this we are talking about October. Let's go to the next one. Now again, if I have to rate this one, this was an easy question. If I have to rate this one, which was number of hours, I would say this was a moderate question. And we will also talk about how many easy and moderate and difficult questions actually came through. Then we go to sum of all 4-digit numbers that can be formed with the distinct non-zero digits A, B, C, D. So you have digits now. So we have A, B, C, D as digits, with each digit appearing exactly once in every number. So you have every number has once each digit is appearing in those numbers. So we got 153310 plus n, where n is a single digit number, then the value of a plus b plus c plus d plus n ka value we have to find out. Now if I take a, b, c, d, each digit appearing once, let's try to understand what does that mean. So this basically means that we are talking about a, b, c, d. So we could say A could come at 4 different places because we are talking about a 4-digit number, right? So if I say 1, 2, 3, 4, A would come now and can be formed with a distinct non-zero digits A, B, C, D, with each digit appearing exactly once in every number. We have to talk about all the 4-digit numbers which are possible. Let's say if I say A comes here. So how many numbers would A come here? If you are making a number using these 4 digits only, with the distinct non-zero digits A, B, C, D. So that means this place could be filled in how many ways? If A is blocked here, you have 3 ways to fill it. You have 2 ways to fill this one. You have 1 way to fill this one. So I would say 6 times A will come at the units position. And same way 6 times B will come at units 6 times, C will come 6 times, D will come. तो हम क्या बोल सकते हैं इसको? We could say कि A at a units position 6 times आएगा. A at a ones position also, I mean units is done, tens position also 6 times आएगा. Similarly, A at a 100th position also 6 times आएगा और A at a 1000th position also will be 6 times. So what we are trying to say out here is, we are basically saying if I have to add all of them, so 6 times A will come here, right? So if I have to add all those 6 A's when A is coming here, I would get 6 times of A. Same way, if you take A here and you say that 6 times A will come here, you will say although it should be 6 times, but it would be 6 into 10 because you are talking about a 10th place now. So 6 into 10A. Similarly, 6 into 100th A. 6 into 1000th A. This is the total sum of only A's when they come at this position. So if you see this thing, if I take 6 common and A common, you will end up getting 1 1 1 1. So that basically tells me that if I have to take for all of them, it would be 6 times of 1 1 1 1, and you will have A plus B plus C plus D, because all of them will come once at each of the position and 6 times at each of the position. Now this number is given to you equal to 153310 plus n. Now, if I try calculating this, where n is a single digit number, then the value of a plus b plus c plus d, हम बात कर रहे हैं कि फिर a b c d की value क्या होगी. Now, if you look from that perspective, you would say 153310 plus n जो number है, वो 6 का भी multiple होना चाहिए और वो 1111 का भी multiple होना चाहिए. Now, if I check here, what it tells me is, अगर मैं 1111 का multiple देखूं, तो 1111 का multiple होता है 153318. This is a multiple of 1111. Now that basically tells me that means n ka value should be 8. n is a single digit, the value of a plus b plus c plus dn. तो अगर ये सच है, then I will say 6 into 1111 into a plus b plus c plus d is actually equal to 153318. If that is true, I will cancel this. I would end up getting a plus c plus d अगर मुझे वैल्यू निकालनी हो. तो जब इसको कैंसिल करोगे 1111 को 153318 से, फिर 6 को जो भी आंसर आएगा उससे, बेसिकली व्हाट वी आर डूइंग इज वी आर टेकिंग ऑल ऑफ दिस बिलो दिस. सो यू विल गेट 6 into 1111. ये 4 बार 1 है. We have mentioned it 5 times. Yeah. So if you do this, you end up getting the value of a plus b plus c plus d as 23. So in that case, if we have to find out a plus b plus c plus d plus n, that would fetch me 31. That's your answer for this question. Now, if I talk about this question, I would again say this was a moderate question. Let's keep moving. Let's go to the next one. What does the next one says? The next one says 10 to the power 100. You have to divide by 7 and you have to find out the remainder. So let's do that. We'll need a little more space here. So let me write in a shorter version so that we can use it. 10 to the power 100 divided by 7. If you know the binomial method, so we could easily say 7 plus 3 to the power 100 divided by 7. This, if you write further, so you will know, if you know the binomial, that this comes out from here. So we'll say 3 to the power 100 divided by 7. Now, if you are struggling with what we are doing here, you can always attend our basic sessions, which are also there on YouTube. You can look for those and you will find out what technique, what method we are using here. Now I will search for a multiple of 3 which is near, power of 3 which is near to the multiple of 7. So I would say 3 cube. So 3 cube will fetch me, if I have to calculate this, I will get 1 3 outside, I will have 7 here. Now if I have to write it, I will write it as 27 to the power 33 into 3 by 7. If we write it down, it would be 28 minus 1 to the power 33 into 3 upon 7. Now this will fetch you, if we take out this, you will get minus 1 to the power 33 into 3 by 7. This in itself will give me minus ka number hai, uski power odd hai, so we'll get a minus ka 3 with 7. If you're getting minus ka 3 with 7, the positive remainder would always be 7 minus 3, which is 4. So I'll say the answer for this one is the fourth question. So now these were the questions which we have discussed today. We will have a part 2 of the same session where we will do the subsequent questions. But what I want you to do is go through these questions once more, go through them, try to see if you could solve them. We will solve all the CAT papers in all these sessions. Every day you can join us in these live sessions at 4 o'clock. Today, of course, we started a little late, but going forward, we'll be starting this session exactly at 4 p.m. So 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. you can be with Global Creed and we'll try to help you solve all the CAT papers. At this point in your preparation, where the CAT is hardly a month and little more, you could say 37, 38 days from here, this time, CAT papers is the most important thing which you can solve. So please keep doing that. That's it from our side today, but we will of course connect with you every day at 4 p.m. So it was pleasure.